The Wobi Wobi. Charlie was one of the smartest kids at Camp Owl Eye. Whenever he was doing some activity with the other kids, he would never miss a chance to make them feel foolish. At times he would even put down some of the camp counselors, correcting them whenever they would make a mistake, or challenging their knowledge of nature and history. "Bats are not actually blind," he said once, after somebody used the phrase blind as a bat. "In fact," he said, "there are some bats that can see better than you can." On another occasion, when he noticed one of the camp counselors baiting a mouse trap with cheese, he made it a point to say that they would have more luck trying a piece of fruit or even an insect, since mice don't even really like cheese. The others at the camp didn't really appreciate all of Charlie's advice. They knew he was much more interested in sounding superior to them rather than helping out. One morning, Charlie was hiking through the woods with two other boys named Ray and Dennis. When the trio found themselves at a small lake, they stopped to take a break. "This is Lake Anesta," said Dennis. "We better get out of here, and quick." Charlie smiled. "Because of the Wobi Wobi?" "Yeah," Dennis answered. "Nah, we might be safe," said Ray. "Everybody knows that the Wobi Wobi sleeps during the day and only comes out at night." Charlie couldn't contain himself any longer and busted out laughing right then and there. "Please tell me you are not serious. Of course the Wobi Wobi isn't real. That's just a fictitious story about a fictitious creature that those people at the camp tell kids." "No, it isn't," said Dennis. "Didn't you hear? Some teenagers were swimming back here one night, and it got them. Swallowed them whole." Charlie almost fell over with laughter. He walked over to the boy and put a hand on his shoulder. "Let me explain a little something to you, my friend. It is not possible that one animal could exist for all the decades that this thing was supposedly spotted." "Oh yeah, Smarts?" Ray broke in. "Well, did you ever think there could be more than one?" Charlie walked over and placed his hand on his shoulder. "Then I think, my dear friend, if that were the case, that it should be fairly easy to spot one. Take a gander." He pointed out towards the lake. "This lake, as you can see, is not very large. If a number of giant reptilian creatures lived here, I suppose that it would not be such a chore to find and categorize them, now would it?" "So then, what happened to the teenagers?" asked Dennis. "Ah, yes, the mysterious teenage casualties. Were there any witnesses to this sad event? Nobody said they saw it, just that it happened, right? The poor kids who got devoured certainly aren't talking. So how do we know what happened, huh? Also, who were these unfortunate teens? What were their names? Where did they live? Can I talk with their family members? Show me their obituaries. In fact, show me the newspaper article that talks about a group of teenagers getting eaten alive by a giant monster that lives in Lake Anesta." "It could be a dinosaur," said Dennis. "One who survived the Ice Age." Charlie had to take off his glasses to wipe the tears from his eyes. After replacing the glasses, he said, "First thing, the Ice Age did not kill the dinosaurs. Second thing, the last dinosaur died 65 million years ago. Could we please try to stay in the realm of science and not pseudoscience at least?" "Oh yeah, Smarts. What about the Loch Ness Monster?" said Ray. "Yeah, what about it?" "Some say that's a dinosaur that survived the Ice Age. Something called, a plesiosaur. Yeah, you got it. Yeah, what you said." Charlie sighed. "My dear friend, what part of 65 million years did you not understand? And I think you had best get your ears checked, because I already told you that the Ice Age did not kill the dinosaurs. As a matter of fact, there have been several Ice Ages. Some while the dinosaurs still existed. And for the last time, no teenagers at any time were savagely chewed up and swallowed in this lovely, serene lake. The most dangerous thing you might come across here is a disgruntled perch. Dennis and Ray began to grow angry at the way Charlie was belittling them. "All right there, smarts," said Ray. "If you think you know it all, then you go swim over to that large rock out there in the middle of the lake." "Oh, but the sun is still high in the sky," said Charlie. "Our magical beast is sleeping down there, remember?" "Well, we can't wait until nighttime." "And I don't want to," Dennis added. "This is stupid," said Charlie. "Even after everything I've explained to you, you still think this thing exists in this lake. Did you ever take into account that there couldn't possibly be enough fish, or large enough fish for that matter, to sustain an entire family of dinosaurs in this little lake, or even one dinosaur? And what about when winter comes? How would our friends survive the freezing temperatures?" "Well, maybe it isn't a dinosaur," said Dennis. "We just assumed that." Again, Charlie sighed. "All right," he said. He removed his shoes and shirt and began walking towards the edge of the dock. "Are we really going to let him do this?" asked Dennis. After Charlie swam halfway to the boulder, Ray called him back. "Okay, smarts, never mind. We believe you. Don't be crazy now. Just get back here." "Don't be absurd," Charlie called back. "I've never been safer." He continued swimming and eventually made it to the large boulder in the middle of the lake. He stood there, arms crossed and smiling. "Well," he shouted back, "like I said, no Wobi Wobi, and no Nessie, no Sasquatch, no unicorns, nothing. These things exist only in the imaginations of fools." Ray and Dennis looked at each other now, feeling a bit foolish. Of course, now the things Charlie had told them began to make sense. "Okay," Charlie said. "Can I come back over now?" At that moment, the ground around Dennis and Ray began to shake, followed by a loud, piercing shriek. The trees shook, and out stomped a large, ferocious-looking creature. Before the two boys could even move, the beast smashed in Ray's skull with a fierce blow, killing him instantly. Dennis screamed and ran for his life, but the creature grabbed him and lifted him up off of the ground, flinging Dennis over its shoulders and dragging Ray's lifeless corpse behind him. The monstrosity disappeared back into the woods. Charlie simply stood on his rock and looked on, dumbfounded.